Hollywoodland, however, Ben Affleck, who has not had a good time recently, back on form. The story is based on the true story of George Reeves, who was an actor who's most famous, or infamous perhaps, for playing Superman in the television series of Superman. And when George Reeves died in the 1950s, it was a suicide, at least that was how it was recorded. The theory of the movie is that, well, perhaps something else happened. Perhaps there were other circumstances that conspired around George Reeves' death. And it features an extraordinary central performance, extraordinary, bearing in mind just how naff he's been recently, by Ben Affleck, doing that most difficult of things, playing quite a bad actor. A lot of people have said about Hollywoodland that it's not LA Confidential, and it isn't LA Confidential. Actually, the thing it's most reminiscent of is that Atom Egoyan film, which I rather like, Where the Truth Lies. It's visually very, very rich. It has, as a sort of central MacGuffin, Adrian Brody as a detective.
How do you define MacGuffin, by the way?
The MacGuffin is the device that carries the plot forward. It's the thing which is not really what the film is about, but it's the thing that literally keeps the plot moving forward.
Thank you. Carry on.
Okay. I'm being very informative today, aren't I?
Yes, it's mildly entertaining.
Okay. And the story is that Adrian Brody is talking to all the people who knew George Reeves in his last years and going through all the different versions of what may have conspired to cause his death. There's a very good performance by Bob Hoskins, who finally appears to have mastered American accent, which he's been quite bad at in the past. I mean, you remember in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, when it's really very, very uncertain what planet Bob is from, but he's got it together here. And an absolutely stand-up performance by Diane Lane, who I think is a really good actress, was very good in that Adrian Lyne film Unfaithful, which is a remake of a French film, and it's her and Richard Gere, and actually a dynamite combination for me because I like it on all fronts. Diane Lane and Richard Gere together at last. And in this, she's really good. It is slightly long. I mean, 126 minutes, it takes its time, and I think some people would find it perhaps not ripping enough. It's not enough, massive movement of character, but it's a mood piece. It's a nostalgic mood piece. Adrian Brody seems to annoy some people. I think he's quite an interesting, fragile screen presence. I don't think he's a brilliant actor, but I think
he always reminds me of Alistair McGowan, and I think as soon as he comes on, I think, it's Alistair McGowan again. What's he doing? What's he doing climbing up skyscrapers in New York?
Well, he's not the guy playing George Reeves.
Well, that's okay then.
Yeah, no, the guy playing George Reeves, as I think I covered in some depth, is Ben Affleck.
Oh, no, I realise that.
Okay.
It's just whatever role he's playing.
Oh, you mean whatever he's doing, he looks like... Okay,
it's
fine.
like when he's in King Kong, that's what he's doing.
Okay, well, that may be a problem, but in this, that for me, that wasn't a problem, and I like Hollywoodland. I thought it was moody and interesting.